In this video I'll be showing you how to complete the Maxis side of the Easter egg on Transit in solo via a mod on Plutonium. This is a solo only guide that is used via a mod on Plutonium, so you will need the mod and also the Plutonium launcher in order to be able to do this. There are some prerequisites that you will need to do to be able to start the Easter egg, and there's also one here that you will want to do if you want to complete the super Easter egg. To start off with the Nav Card table, there are 4 parts for the Nav Card table. Some have multiple spawn points within different areas. The first part you can find by the bus depot. If you simply just come out of the bus depot and come over to where the bus is normally parked, you'll see this hole in the wall here near where the mystery box can spawn, and inside this hole in the wall you will see the purple meteorite. Simply interact with that to pick it up. Once you picked up a part from the Nav Card table, and this also applies to any other item you build on the map, you will need to go and place that part down on the workbench or the area where you need to build it, as you cannot hold multiple parts at the exact same time. You will want to head over to the cornfields. This is in between the 3rd and 4th stop. The 3rd stop is the farm and the 4th stop is the power station. You want to go to the left hand side of the cornfield where you see a giant radio tower. Simply head over through the cornfield until you get underneath that radio tower. Once you do so, head over to this exact spot here and you should see that it will prompt you to hold to build a part, and this will place this down in the area. Remember that you need to do this for every single part of the Nav Card table that you pick up. The next part is the wooden plank. This can be found in 2 areas of the map. This can be found within the tunnel area. It's just over here by the zombie barrier, and the tunnel is found in between the bus depot and the diner. And the second area that the wooden plank can be found in is the power station. This can be found on the level below where you would normally find Tombstone Soda. So you simply walk off of the area where Tombstone is located, down across this little beam, and then come over here to these barrels and you will find the wooden plank on the floor there. The third part is the electric box. This can be found in 2 areas. First area it can be found in is the farmhouse. That's to the left hand side of the fridge on the wall, and the second area can be found over by the town. It's behind in the little alleyway where the mystery box can spawn sometimes, and it's leaning up against this dumpster. And the final part that you need is the radio. This can be found again in 2 different areas. The first area is over in the diner, and this is inside of the garage on top of this metal cabinet. And the second area it can be found inside of Nut Toten. Nut Toten is again found in the cornfields. It's on the opposite side to where the radio tower was. If you come over to the right hand side of Nut, you'll find it on top of this metal cabinet here. Once you've got all the parts and you've built them over by the radio tower, you will then be prompted to put in a nav card. Nav card that you need you can find within buried. The nav card that you need to insert is only needed for the super Easter egg, so if you just want to complete the Transit Easter egg and that's it, then it doesn't matter. Nav card and bury can be found if you go through the ghost house normally once, and if you come back through it again through the back entrance. If you go past the piano that's used for the 10-point perk Easter egg, if you just come around the corner by these bookshelves, you can find a nav card there. Once you have the buried nav card that you need, you simply just need to head over to the nav card table on Transit inside of the cornfields and interact with it, and this will put the nav card inside of that nav card table. Next you will need to turn on the power. Unlike other maps, in this map you actually have to build the power. The power is the 4th stop on the bus route. In order to build the power you need to find 3 parts. Each part has 3 possible spawn locations within the power area. They're in the following locations. Once again you can only pick up 1 part at a time and then build it on the buildable table within the power area. To start off with the main body, if you come from the entrance area into the power spot where the power door is for the pack-a-punch and just walk down the little hallway here, straight away to your left next to this pipe and this barrel, you will find the part leaning up against the wall. Second location, if you come to the back of the power area where you actually build the power switch, within that room if you turn around and look at this wall over here, you will see that it is leaning up against the wall and the glass there. And the final location coming from the entrance area, once again if you walk down the hallway into the open room and then straight away down the stairs in front of you will see the part leaning up against this crate. Second part is the handle. Coming from the entrance area, if you walk down the hallway into the open room and take a far right over by these boxes here, you will find it on the floor. Second spot inside the room where you build the power, while facing the buildable bench, if you take a right and then come over to these computer terminals over here, you'll find it leaning up against one of them in the corner. Final area, once again coming inside the room where you build the power, facing the workbench, if you just come over to the left hand side of the workbench on the computer terminal area, you'll see it leaning up against them there. Final part is the hand. Coming from the entrance area, if you come down the hallway and just before you go down the stairs to your right next to the railing, you'll find the hand on the floor. Second area, coming from the room where you build the power switch, if you turn around and walk out of there into the main room and take a far left and keep going all the way around until you get next to these 2 pipes on the floor, you'll find the next spot there. The final location, you can find it just outside of the door which leads into the area where you build the power switch. Once you've collected all the parts and put them onto the workbench in order to build the power switch, simply flick on the power switch to turn on power to the whole map. Once you've you've activated the power switch, you will then want to immediately deactivate the power switch by walking up to the power switch once again and using your interactive button to turn off the power. This means that for the rest of this Easter egg you will not have any form of power, so you will not be able to use perks during this. Now that you've turned off the power, you will need to go and collect a turbine. You can collect the turbine by going over to the spawn room and finding the 3 parts, which are always in the same locations, and building them on the workbench inside the spawn room. Once you do that, you want to pick up a turbine. I also highly recommend that right now you go and spin the mystery box in order to obtain the EMP grenades, as you will require these EMP grenades in a moment. You will now want to head out to the cornfield where you built the nav card table earlier. Once you get here, place your turbine down in one of the 4 corners of the pylon. You'll want to just leave the turbine running and active for a little while. This next step can be a little bit random as to when it actually happens. However, there is a way to kind of tell when it's about to happen by looking up in the sky. So what you want to do for this next step is get the Avogadro to come into the center of the pylon area, and then you'll want to throw an EMP at him once he arrives here so that you kill him while underneath the pylon. To tell the Avogadro is near you or not, when looking up at the sky you'll see that there will be a load of lightning going off in the sky. If there is a lot of lightning near you and it looks quite aggressive, this means that the Avogadro is about to spawn near you in the cornfield. Once this happens, I highly recommend that you just keep one zombie alive with you under the pylon while you just wait for the Avogadro to slowly make his way under the pylon, and as soon as he does make his way under the pylon, simply throw an EMP grenade at him immediately. What this will do is this will kill the Avogadro and make him fly up into the air through the pylon. This will also most likely destroy your turbine as well. For the next step, you will need to go and replace your turbine if it got destroyed, and at this point go to one of the lamps around the map. I highly recommend you just go to the lamp at bus depots. It's the easiest one to do this for. Simply walk up to the lamp and pull out your turbine and place it down in front of that lamp. As soon as you do this, you will notice that there will be a red light that will fly out from the lamp, and you have completed the main Easter egg for Maxis' side. There is actually one reward that you can get for completing this Easter egg. If you head over to the tower inside the cornfield, you should notice now that it will be sparking red to indicate you completed the Maxis side of the Easter egg. But you will also notice that while playing in the game you're currently in still, that sometimes when you go to the bottom of the pylon tower, you will notice that there will be a random power up in there that always keeps switching between random different power ups, meaning that if you need a max ammo, you can just wait for a bit for it to change to a max ammo and then pick it up. Otherwise, that's all there is to this video. I hope you guys found it useful. If you need another guide to Tranzit or any other zombies map, I've linked those down in the description as well as the pinned comment. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next video.